Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity. So grateful that you're here. And on behalf of UiPath, I want to thank you for being a customer.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. I'd love to be here and share our story of what we're doing, where we've been, and how we're moving along.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Texas DOT, I imagine that is a huge agency with tremendous responsibilities. So, in your role, help us kind of walk us through your journey. So, when you look at leveraging automation and AI, how do you really identify and prioritize what where do you start? What business processes do you look at? And how do you kind of prioritize them, think where you can get the best impact?
Definitely. So when we first started exploring um, automation, our focus was on feasibility and impact. And so we looked at business processes around the organization that consumed a lot of manual effort, high volume, repetitive processes, and we layered in the business value. And so we looked at use cases that brought business value to the organization, as well as efficiencies to the organization. Um, Business processes tied to compliance, um, user onboarding is one that I'll probably talk a little bit more about. And we also involved our stakeholders. We crowdsourced a lot of our use cases from the business itself, and so we found a lot of value there.
Are there a couple of examples you could share with the audience of, successes, right? We talk about internal, operational. So when you think about internal employees and all the friction and their ability to deliver, and then citizen facing, like really what are those mission driven use cases that you could share with
So we
us?
got a little bit of both.
Okay.
Back office type stuff. There's been a lot of ideas and conversations around automating financial processes. We did a little bit of that as well. We automated our attestation work, comparing our invoices to our contracts and our procurement processes. That involved a lot of manual effort. It also kicks out the receipts a lot quicker to our partners and trusted vendors. And constituent facing, and this is one of my favorite ones, we automated how we offboard and onboard our employees internally. It's internally. Constituents reap the benefit because TxDOT is able to be productive quicker and provide services quicker to our public.
Are there specific measurables like ROI that you look for when you're prioritizing? Maybe you could share with us some of those.
ROI is a big one. So we look at quickness, so improving time to complete processes. That's a major KPI that we look for. Also, compliance and audit, which is a little different from ROI, but if you're failing compliance, then there's something that is major that needs to be fixed. And so that's another KPI that we look for. It's something that we attach high priority to some of our automations. If there is an opportunity for us to optimize so that we have clean audits, so that we're compliant to all of our regulatory requirements that are out there, that's a huge one for us.
Are there some examples of where maybe things have been, a little not as efficient in the process, and maybe some of the things that you and your team have done to kind of resolve them as you're looking to leverage AI and automation within the agency?
So we did that with user access management, and it goes along with what we did with onboarding. So we found out that whenever we bring in new employees, they didn't really have access to the systems quick enough, and that was because their roles and personas and job descriptions were not clearly identified. And there's another case of one person wearing many hats. And so you have to define all of that first. And we had to optimize the process first define that, and implement what we call role-based access criteria, and then apply automation. And so now we have AI agent who can determine by the manager, the location, the job description, what access that person would likely require to do their job.
Nice, great. So state government, you think about change management, right? And the internal employees of changing the way that they're doing things. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're handling that and maybe some best practices that you could share with the audience?
So the major change is implementing AI governance. AI and automation, especially now, go hand in hand. We leveraged our existing IT governance processes. We implemented frameworks that enhanced those existing governance processes to incorporate AI and to allow AI innovations and integrations to come in and flow through that same process. Mm-hmm. It's all IT, it's all technology. And so, but that was a big challenge to talk to the rest of the organization and get them to understand, yes, it's AI, it's a new shiny toy, right, but it's still same IT technology that's enhancing how we do our business and organization.
And you spoke earlier just about, really that partnership between IT and the business. Can you speak to a little bit about that? I find that really is a critical success factor in any type of IT-related project.
Yeah, so we addressed that by making the term AI and automation as part of the organization. It's a well-known term in the organization, and we communicate and showcase, run demos of what the possible is. And any successes that we have, we make sure to raise those champions, talk about those success stories to the rest of the organization. And from that, we gained a lot of momentum and interest. And so our adoption for automation and AI has increased drastically in the last few years.
Fantastic. Yeah, everybody kind of wants to know what's in it for me, right? And showing them the opportunity. Fantastic. So as you think ahead, the journey ahead in AI and automation and building upon the success that you've had already, what excites you? What's next?
So I'm really excited about agentic AI. I love that we go from traditional RPA. We have this rule-based automations that we've implemented. There's been a lot of implementations of that. And we can look at those use cases and what we've already implemented to study again and to see how we can make it better with intelligent automation. And so that is the most exciting thing. So we have AI who can, chatbots that can answer questions for you. The exciting thing is that agentic AI allows, let's answer the question and do stuff for you.
Right. Well, any other feedback stories that you'd like to share with the audience, since we are the only state speakers today in this event, that you'd like to share?
So yes, and I would like to share one of the best challenges. There's a challenge. I'm going to share a good challenge, a good problem that we had, and that was very, very fast adoption. And so, the momentum comes with sharing those success stories, and the byproduct of that is me too, me too.
Yeah.
And so our organization is adopting AI and automation technologies very, very fast. And so the good challenge that we have is we got to meet that speed and apply trust around that so that we can do it cautiously and responsibly as well.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. And again, we appreciate you being here. And thank you again for the opportunity to share.
Thank you.